Do you want to know how to find a house in Canada for international students?
In this video, we'll tell you how to find a place to stay while studying here in Canada.
Let's go!
Hey everyone, we're Bea and Daniel. We're currently international college students in Toronto, Canada.
In this channel, we vlog about our lives in Toronto and sometimes give tips for international students.
We've been in Toronto for over a year now, and so far it's been amazing and we are loving it.
Hello again! So in this video, we'll help you find a house while studying here in Canada.
Yeah, and at any point in the video, make sure to check the description below for all the timestamps to save you some time and some links as well to, help you out. And before we get into the video, make sure to smash the like button because the YouTube algorithm likes that and this video will get pushed out to more people. Now let's get into the video.
So there are three main ways to find a place to stay here in Canada. So first is to ask the school. Then second one is to join Facebook groups. And then the third one is to search on Google or Kijiji.
So first is you can ask the school. So usually, depending on your college, they have provided dormitories or housing for students. Like our college, Centennial College, they literally have a dormitory walking distance from the campus.
Yes, just right outside the campus.
Yeah, so what you should know about this is it is very convenient. However, the pricing is higher than what you would usually pay if you live in an off-campus housing or off-campus residence.
Yes, it's more expensive, but you won't have to commute going to school anymore.
Yeah, so if you have the budget for it, just stay there. If you don't want to save that much, or if you're willing to spend for convenience, then it's a good place to stay at.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Second is to search on Facebook groups.
Yeah, so on Facebook, you just literally search for example, for our college, Centennial College, search for Centennial College off-campus housing, and you'll find a group which currently has 23,000 members in it. And
yes, it's not affiliated with the school.
Yeah.
But there are listings there that is very near the school, so it's very convenient. But remember that it's not, approved or recommended by the school itself.
Yeah, so if you want to save some money, for example, you're going here alone and you're looking for a place to stay and you don't mind living with other people or, strangers to begin with, then do take precaution. But so far, there's a lot of people in this group and they've got some housing.
Yeah, so there are listings that are looking for roommates or someone to share a bedroom with. There are also listings for one whole house or just one whole room. So it depends on what kind of housing you're looking for.
Yeah, and there's also scenarios, some people, they would say, okay, we're looking for a roommate, but you have to be Indian. We're looking for a roommate, but you have to be Filipino, or you have to be female. And just these rules, because again, you'll be living with people who you don't really know, and of course you want to be in that group where it's comfortable for you. So yeah, so for Facebook groups, again, all you have to do is to search on Facebook, go to groups, and just search for keywords, like Toronto housing for students or international student Canada housing.
Yes.
Or
I
city
think
based.
there are also Facebook groups where you can find homestay listings. So that's another option for you if you're looking for a homestay housing.
Yeah, and then basically you join the group, you comment there, or you send a direct message to whoever posted the listing, and then you just take it from there. And again, this would take more time and effort from you rather than just staying in school, but you will save a lot of money this way.
Third is to search on Google.
Yeah, so it's literally I can't believe we're saying this, but it's as simple as Google, Canada International Student Housing, or depending on your city, it could be Toronto rentals for international students, or it could be Vancouver condos for rent, or Nova Scotia rentals, or all these things. So you just have to Google it. But sites that are actually helpful are Kijiji, rentals.ca, Toronto Condo Rentals Online, viewit.ca, and Toronto Rentals. So you'll just see a lot of listings here, and then you can just filter it by price or whatever, right?
Yep.
And the way, this is actually what we did. So the way that we contacted the landlords or people who wanted to rent their properties were basically, if you go to these websites, you can just email them, and once you email them, they usually reply fast because again, it's income for them, right? So they're like, okay, let me reply, there's an email. What you have to know about this though is they do require some documents. That's why it's gonna take you quite some time to find the perfect fit, because as international students, you know, they're looking for documents like employment, proof of employment from a Canadian employer, credit score,
letter of reference from your previous tenant.
There's a plus
previous
previous
landlord.
previous landlord, right? So there's a lot of documents which we don't have, because coming here we're basically starting from zero, right? So Bea's gonna tell you the story of like how we got ours.
Yeah, so Trisha and I searched for like months for like listings who have flexible terms, because we don't have much documents and you know the requirements that they need for us to be able to rent the home. But because Trisha's sister is here, she already has a credit score and other documents that's needed for like a rental agreement. So we were able to get our house quite easier than usual.
Yeah, the most, because again, like Erica, one of our housemates, she was already here, and she already has, you know, some credit score and stuff. So it was kind of easy for us. So we're not the usual route of how to take this, but again, the key here is a lot of like landlords here are familiar that there are a ton of international students who go here every year. So you just have to find someone who's willing to take you in as an international student, right? And they're usually flexible, right? Because they know that if you have the money to pay for the expensive tuition here, then you probably have money to pay for rent. But again, it's not the case for everyone, so you have to find the right person.
Yes, and some listings, they don't want international students, they want professionals. So you just really have to research well and make sure that the listing that you're contacting is legit. So that's one of the problems that you might encounter. So you just really have to like communicate well and try to be safe and, you know,
be safe, you know, because like they do ask for advance payments, right?
Yeah, so most of the rentals here, they ask you for first and last month rental, but I think here in Ontario they're not allowed to ask for like deposit aside from the first month and the last month rent payment. So just make sure that you're talking to a legitimate listing agent. So
because there will be scams, you know, and you'll end up losing $1,000 to $2,000 if you're not careful. So again, like, do your research well. This is gonna take a lot of your time, but it's gonna be worth it.
Yes, so just don't get discouraged if you don't have those documents that some of the listing requires, like credit score, employment record, or like letter of reference, because there are listings that's more lenient than others, so they don't really require those documents. So you just really have to look for those kinds of listings. Yes, because I was able to contact like two or three listings that's open for us to rent, to have their property rented, even though we don't have those documents. So yes, I think you'll be able to find one that's also flexible.
So those are the three things. Alright, so some tips and advice. So top of my head is if you're coming here alone, check the Facebook groups first, because I think that's the safest route, and go with, you know, people who are the same nationality as you, right? Because you're gonna be more comfortable. Like, there are people who are, you know, who are Filipinos looking for Filipinos. There's gonna be Indians looking for Indians, and you know, it's not being discriminatory. It's just because you're all gonna live together for like months, right? And you're just gonna have, you know, the same culture, the same eating habits, and the same lifestyle. So that's my number one tip if you're going here alone.
Another tip is it's also better if you know someone here in Canada who's willing to check out the place for you before you sign any contract, so that you'll be able to check if it's a legit listing or it's not a scam.
Yeah.
So if you have an uncle or like family relatives who's willing to do it for you, it's much better.
Yeah. Disclaimer: we're probably not willing, y'all. Just to put it out there, bro. I'm sorry, but like, if you have to look for other people to check the places for you.
Yeah.
Next tip is, if you really can't find anything, this is what one of my friends did. Next tip is they actually rented an Airbnb for like a month or two, and then once they got here, that's when they started looking for a place, right?
Yep.
It's gonna, like, if you don't know anyone here, or you just really couldn't find one, that's one of the routes to take.
Yes, it's also better than renting a place and then once you arrive it's not nice and it's not up to your standard, or you think it's not that livable, like the walls has molds or something.
It smells bad.
So it's better that you're able to see it in person before renting it out, because most of the listings here requires you to rent it out at least 1 year. So you don't want to get stuck in that place for a year if you don't like it.
Exactly.
So that's a good advice actually. So just look for a cheaper short-term rentals like Airbnb, so that you'll be able to
check out
the place before you rent it.
Exactly.
So last tip is, once you found the listing, try to search the address in Google Map if it's near if it's near your school, or if it's near any grocery or bus stop, because if you try to commute here during winter time and your future house or like rental is let's say 15 minutes walk away from the bus stop, it's gonna be hard for you to walk in the snow. So just make sure that find place that is near a bus stop or easier for you to access when you are gonna commute.
So you gotta take that into consideration. Aside from the house, you gotta be like, okay, is this near the school? How do I get there? Is this near the grocery?
Because you don't want to commute every single time just to buy groceries. So I think that's one of the best advice we can give you.
Actually really good. So that's it. That's the video for this week. If you like that, make sure to smash the like button so that you can find a house. So one of the videos that we'll probably do next week is we actually know someone who just arrived here. He's an international student, and we'll be asking about what you have to do when you arrive here during these times of COVID. Right? I think that's gonna give value to a lot of people.
Yes.
Because there's like a whole quarantine plan and all these things that we don't understand. But that's what's happening next week, y'all. So that's it. So we'll see you next week, and consider subscribing on your way out for more content like this, and make sure to hit the bell so that you'll be notified whenever we have new uploads. Cool? All right.
Yep.
See ya. Bye-bye. Peace.